Hey there, I'm Sarita, and you're about to experience the modern approach to well-being where you get to establish the best and most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. I'm on a mission to help you declutter energy and reclaim your power so you can be a magnet to what you desire. If you're looking for the optimal blend of mindset and healing, you're in the right place. My goal in this podcast is to share tools, resources, and practices that will help you along your healing journey. I'm so excited to be here with you today, so welcome to Back to Here with Sarita. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Back to Here with Sarita. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I cannot believe it's May already and that next month is June, and that signifies that we are halfway through 2024. Yikes, this year is just flying by. And if you're here for the very first time, a very warm welcome to you. Welcome to my Wellness and Healing podcast. And if you are a returning listener, I appreciate you so much for being here with me on this amazing journey. So just a little life update for me. I have been in integration this last week after coming back from an amazing trip to El Salvador. Super transformational. I was over there for a little over a week in April, and it was the first time I traveled back there since I was born and since I was adopted. So needless to say, you can imagine it was a very, very magical trip. I will be sharing a lot more about my trip back there, inside healing moments, in an episode coming up at the beginning of June. When I first got back from my trip, I thought that I would immediately share all my insights and realizations that I had around my trip. But then after I got back, I realized that I needed a little bit more time to unpack and process the things that were coming up because it was such a transformational trip. So I'm utilizing the month of May to do so. And like I said, that episode will drop next month. But this particular episode, I wanted to share with you some insights around money and abundance. So I named this episode Abundant Sensuality because of the timing we are in right now. We entered into Taurus season at the end of April, and now we are full-fledged in this zodiac sign. Taurus energy, Taurus archetype is all about peace, groundedness, sensuality, abundance. And you know that I absolutely love speaking about anything abundance, to the point that this year's theme, when I have guests on the podcast, is all about abundance chats and their interpretations of abundance. And if you think about it, the mainstream belief or automatic response that people have when they hear the word abundance is to think about money. But honestly, this is just our human brains interpreting what we can logically understand. If you think about it, abundance doesn't need to do anything with money. In fact, the real true meaning about abundance is the excess of or overflow of something. Abundance can be a feeling, it can be a physical manifestation, it can be an experience, it can be anything actually. So let's turn back to the characteristics or the archetype of Taurus when it comes to sensuality. Question: what comes to mind when you think of sensuality? Does your mind automatically go to sex? Probably because you've been conditioned to think that sensuality equates sexuality, which is actually not the same thing. Sexuality could be an outcome of sensuality and vice versa, but they're not the same thing. Sensuality, quite simply, is of the senses or arising from the senses. And we all know what those are, right? The five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. So when we are putting the two experiences together of abundance and sensuality, we are experiencing an overflow of the senses. So in essence, we are experiencing a full experience of the senses, the HD experience of the senses in this human experience versus the superficial or the surface layer. Okay, so you may be asking, what the heck does this have to do with money, Sarita? I'll get to that in just a moment. But before I do, I want to ask you a question. When is the last time you really enjoyed a really good piece of food? Let's take a strawberry, for example. Like, when's the last time you really enjoyed a strawberry? You enjoyed looking at it. You enjoyed the plumpness of the strawberry. You smell the strawberry. You're biting into it. You allow the juices to permeate your mouth and move around in your mouth. Yeah, sounds a little bit sexual, right? But it's not. That's sensuality. You are enjoying every single moment with the strawberry or chocolate or wine if you're a wine drinker. Speaking of wine, did you know the reason we clink glasses is so you can experience every single sense in that wine drinking experience? Even if you're not a wine drinker, think about it. You see the wine poured, you swirl the wine in your glass, you smell it, you taste the wine, you experience the wine on your tongue. And the clinking of the glasses is to obtain the auditory experience as well. Sensuality is unique to the human experience. Think about it. For example, there are not many animals in the animal kingdom that actually mate for pleasure. Not many do. So when they do have sex, it's for the purpose of procreation. However, humans are unique in this sense. We intertwine with people sexually for pleasure purposes to experience sensuality, aka experience all the senses at one time. So let's circle back and tie this into money. You may be looking at money and thinking, yeah, money is not very sensual, nor is it very sexy. And yes, the item itself does not have much meaning until we actually give it meaning. We as a society have created a lot of taboo around money. It's sexy to have a lot of it. It's unsexy to have a little of it. It's bad. You must be a trickster if you have a lot of it. It's hard to get. It's hard to make. The list goes on. I talk a lot about this in my Activate Your Inner Wealth and Abundance 5-day program, where I go into some major money blocks and major beliefs around money. And it's these exact beliefs that keep us from experiencing abundance as its wholeness. So let's have some fun. What if we were to change the story around money? What if we made money more sensual, or the experience of money more sensual? Let's have some fun here. Let's take the 5 senses into mind. How can you feel more abundant sensuality when it comes to your relationship to money or money in general? Let's back up a little. Let's think about it in terms of masculine and feminine energies. Money itself is very masculine, just like the physical item itself. However, the way money moves is very feminine. And it's kind of cool if you think about it. There's that balance of the masculine and feminine, the ebbing and flowing. And that can be one particular reframe that you can create around money. So let's think of the source of money. Where does it actually come from? Yeah, your answer may be like, oh, yeah, it's printed on machines, it's exchanged from one person to another. But where does money actually come from? Where does the idea of money, where does money come from? Well, I like to think that money is an abundant resource that's always in movement. That's why they call it currency. And it comes from energies. And if energy is what comprises the universe, then the universe is creating the money, and the energies of the universe is providing me money. And so as a human, as a person, I can be more open to receiving the energies of the universe, aka money. So the big question here that you may be asking yourself is, what can I do to be more open to receive the abundance of the universe? And in this instance, money. Well, it's a pretty simple answer, actually. Be aware of your relationship with the thing that you desire to be open to. And this is one of the key steps to manifestations that I teach is, what is your relationship to the thing, the experience, the person, or whatever it is that you desire to attract, that you desire to call into your life. What is that relationship that you have with this? So this leads us back to abundance sensuality. How can I have more fun with my experience around money? Let's think about the senses again. Remember, sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. Maybe what can you do visually to honor money? Perhaps is it organizing your wallet, taking out the bills, stacking them nice and neat? Is it organizing your credit cards, honoring money? Maybe it's creating a little money altar in your room or your sacred space that honors money so you can visually see it. Let's think, maybe for sound, you can find a really fun or silly alert for bill reminders or bank notification. Or what I personally love to do is when I am reviewing my finances, paying my bills, I like to put on a really good pump up song around money. One of my favorites is like Kelly's 47 money song. If you don't know it, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes. For touch and smell, like just think about like a nice, really crisp Benjamin in your hand. Like what experience is that giving you? Like smelling it and actually experiencing it at that time. If you don't have a Benjamin, don't worry about it. Just visualize the experience of having it in your hands. So this may sound a little goofy, but trust me, all these things work in helping to break the cycle or the conditioning that we have around money. Money doesn't need to look one way, and we absorb that from the people that took care of us, our society, and we get the opportunity to change that narrative. Who gets to say what our experience with abundance or money is? We get to form our own personal experience with that. And if it helps, create a more sensual feeling around money so you can experience abundance in HD. Those are just a few examples that have personally helped me to rewire my beliefs around money as being on this pedestal or an unattainable thing for me. Experiencing money as a more sensual way has actually helped me heal my relationship with it. I respect and honor money as if it was a lover, and I'm open to receiving it because I have jumped into what my relationship is with money. Now I truly believe the universe is my sugar daddy. So, question, you're probably thinking, why am I bringing this all up right now? Circling back to Taurus season. If you're listening to this episode on the day that it drops, tomorrow, May 7th, is a new moon in Taurus, and probably the most luckiest moon that we will have this year. This Taurus new moon is here to remind you to prioritize things like enjoying pleasure and security. Remember that sensuality. It's time to listen to your body and to engage in your senses. That's why this is important right now. And as a reminder, new moons are a great time to make a wish list and to manifest. It's literally like an energetic clean slate. And being in the sign of Taurus, it signifies abundance, creating comfort, sensuality, and a lot of beauty. Honestly, this is a perfect opportunity for you to break poverty patterns and to dive a lot deeper into your sensuality when it comes to abundance and prosperity and money. Like, what is coming up for you? Here are some questions that you can ask yourself this particular new moon happening tomorrow on May 7th. Where can I be more authentic when it comes to my sensuality? Where am I not allowing myself to experience pleasure? What can I do right now to relax my body more? And then when it comes to money, where can I be more open to receive the abundance of the universe? Again, this is a really good season to be open, receptive, and surrender. And believe me, I am saying this as a person who still really, really struggles with releasing control. So this new moon is actually a really, really great reminder to myself on my journey of allowing, receiving, and surrendering. If you desire to dive a lot deeper into your money, healing, and your relationship with abundance, you can do that two ways with me. One way you can do this is join me on Sunday, May 19th in San Diego for a very special in-person event called Abundance Alchemy, Money, Mastery, and Magic. This in-person workshop will help you dismantle some really deep-seated money wounds that you may have blocking you from receiving abundance. The cool thing is this workshop is a two-part workshop within a workshop. The first part will help you uncover and release wounds around money, and I'll be leading you through a really amazing breathwork session. And the second part of the workshop is my friend Arlene will help you in discovering your natal chart and the specific pathways that help you to lead you to wealth and abundance. This will be an amazing opportunity. So if you are in San Diego, I encourage you to join. And if you're not in San Diego, feel free to share this with somebody in San Diego. I will have the link below in the show notes. The second way that you can work with me is you don't need to be in person, but you can still have the opportunity to experience me and my teachings through my amazing program, Activate Your Inner Wealth and Abundance. This is my signature mini 5-day program that will help you literally transform your relationship with money and abundance so you can launch that experience and feeling of abundance on a different level. You can find this program at saritawellness.com/activate, and I will also have that link in the show notes for you. Well, love, as usual, I am really hopeful this episode was helpful to you. I absolutely love sharing my insights with you, especially when it comes to abundance. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much love and happy new moon. And I will see you in the next episode where we'll have an amazing guest, and I can't wait for that. But until then, keep being the amazing you that you are. See you next time.
Hey love, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you adored what you heard, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to leave a review on the platform you are listening to this episode on. By doing this, you are helping my mission to impact other women with their healing journeys. If you aren't already following me on social media, make sure to connect with me at Sarita Wellness to get your weekly dose of inspiration. I can't wait to be with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, keep being the amazing you that you are.